Hi everyone, this is Christine Jossi from Mail Something Pretty, and today I wanted to show you how to make this really nice get well card. I love the sending you healing vibes, and I really wanted to show you how I made this flower and also how I did the leaves a little differently. So how the flowers are made out of the washi tape, the pressed petals washi tape. It comes in a pack of 2, and so you get the petals, and you also get this nice vintage washi tape that I have yet to use, but I really like it. So we'll stay tuned for that. But what I really wanted to show you was this washi tape, and I'll show you where it is on the catalog because I think it's a little nondescript, and you would go right through it. So it's page 172. And it's right here, that's where it is. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start making the flower, and I'm going to start with a little base that you don't see with a 1/2-inch circle. Put that aside. And we're just gonna, how we're going to attach. So you can kind of see all these petals. There's 100 petals on the whole roll, and so I used 5 to make a flower, so you can make about 20 flowers. And you see how there's this whole petal? That's where you start. You just kind of peel it off, and the whole thing is sticky, and so I'm going to place it right on that circle, and then I'm going to continue on with the 5 petals going in that same direction here. And I think I'm gonna rotate mine a little bit so I can kind of get it hopefully even. So to me, that this little flower looks like a pansy, which I live in the northeast section of the United States, and we have pansies. We're so happy to have pansies. It's like the first flowers we get in the spring. So everyone's window boxes are full of pansies, and they don't like the heat, so they like it when it's kind of cold and raw. All right, so there is my flower, and like I said, it's sticky. The whole thing is sticky, so just be careful peeling it up. Oh, lost a petal. I'll put it back on. There we go. Okay, so there's the pansy. So because it's so sticky, and I want it to have like a little movement or a little, petals kind of go up. I'm going to use my embossing buddy, and this we use for the heat embossing to kind of get all the oils and off the paper so that the powder sticks only where you want it. It's filled with like powder, so if we just kind of put a little powder on the back of this. This is a tip from another demonstrator I saw online one day, and I thought it was a good one. It makes it less sticky. Okay, and then that way the petals kind of curl up a little bit. Powder, look at my hands. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the center for the flower. And so I had seen a lot of people had made centers with these, let's see where they are. Oh, I should have marked the page. It's right around here. Here we go. On these embellishments, these perennial essence, you can see the flower. Perennial Essence Flora Centers. So they're almost like a half pom-pom, so they're fuzzy and textural, but I didn't have them. So what I came up with instead was I just used, you can see all the flowers I've made, the same 1/2-inch circle punch, but this is watercolored paper, so it's stiffer. And what I'm going to do is crinkle it up because I want you to see the lines in it. And it'll give a little of that texture from that pom-pom one. And those pom-pom ones have adhesive on them too, so all you do is peel it off and stick, so it's a good thing. And I'm just going to use my crushed curry ink in an aqua painter. I'm just going to grab a little yellow and just put it on. And I'm not going to worry about if I don't get all to the end, because I kind of like how it's a little white. And hopefully you can see where those wrinkles are. It kind of holds more of the yellow. And I'll wash this later. So again, it gives a little of that dimension. It's not just a flat circle. So I'll set that aside to dry. put that aside, and we'll do the regular part of the card. And I use the note cards and envelopes. I use these a lot. And they kind of get 20 in a pack. They come pre-scored, and they also come with your envelopes. And they are, I forget what size they are, 3.5 by 5, I think. And they are a regular stamp. You don't need any special postage, so it's not too small, and they're really handy to have. All right, so I'm going to do my words first. So let me show you. I used Healing Hugs. I really love this stamp set. This flower is beautiful, and it has that distinctive stamping to it. So you just, you get all this detail just from one stamp. But I really like the words. This one specifically, the Sending You Healing Vibes, and I love the big Get Well Soon. They all are really nice. And you can also hopefully see, I've shown in another video, I put washi tape on the tips of them. These are those cling stamps. So like, see how they're really kind of stuck and they're hard to pull up? But where the washi tape is, it just gives me a little handle to pull things up. So that's a tip, but I do have that on a video on the YouTube channel. But I already have my stamps on blocks, and I'm gonna do the words first. This is Mary Mallow, which matches the petal. Just Sending You Healing Vibes. It's just, I think, I don't know, a more fun way of saying get well soon, which sometimes just seems a little sterile. But I think you have more reasons to send this than if someone's just sick. Oh, here I am talking. I didn't mean to do it on there, but we'll cover it up. I meant to do it on this little piece. I used, here, the stitched rectangle finlets or dies, and I think I used this middle one here. And so it already has the stitching on it. It actually has stitching both on the piece that I cut out, but the piece that's left behind, because sometimes you want to use that piece. So it's a good set to have, but I meant to stamp on this one. So I'll do that again. There you go. And then with the leaves, I'm going to stamp, I'm going to try to guess, and kind of, it's a little close to the edge. Oh, just made it. So see, that's some of that distinctive stamp. So you get a lot of detail for just one press. On this card, I did, although this one's a little hidden, but I did 3 leaves. So those are the 2 I just did right there. And then I have this 3rd leaf. So I just wanted to show you, I kind of came up with a masking method of doing that. So normally with masking, you would stamp on your Post-it note, and then you would cut out what's there. So that's that. But on this one, I also cut out the inside of that big leaf. And I'll show you. I want you to see the big leaf. I don't want you to see the little leaf. And so I could have just cut the whole thing off and just use half a mask. But I found that by leaving this here in a space around it, that helps me with the placement of where I want the leaf. Because I could say, oh yeah, that's right, because my eye would automatically go here, but really I'd be stamping and that would be a funny placement. So I want the big leaf to go right there. So that's the one I want. And so I'm just going to stamp directly over that Post-it note. So I stamped on this, that's the part that kind of gets masked, and then that's the part I wanted. Now I did lose a little bit of the tip, but that's okay. I can either, it looks fine. I could go back with a marker, but it still has the right shape. So that's what I want. So that's kind of how I did that partial masking. And I have a piece of vellum. I'm going to just put my snail there, and I know that as well as my stamped part will be covered because you can kind of see that snail through that paper. And here we go. I want dimensionals. Put those in each of the 4 corners just to raise it up and to give us a little interest so it's not so flat, because I want my flower to pop up a little bit too. Cover up my mistake there. All right, and so the flower I'm going to use, there, glue dots. So it's also, I have that kind of base, and that's where I'm going to put, I'll just put 2 glue dots there. So they stuck to there. And so this leaf, because the other leaf would have been here, but we hid it. And so when I put my flower, I want the flower to be in the middle, but I also want you to kind of hide that part so it fits right there nicely. And I'm going to take our little circle here, and I'm going to put, you know what, sometimes the glue dot doesn't always stick to the watercolor paper, so I just threw 2 on there. My fingernail. Oop. I'll stick that right there in the middle, and there we go. Isn't that pretty? And oh, we need some leaves on the inside. Okay, so it's like super quick, but it really have that perspective. All right, so there is a relatively easy get well card using the pressed petals washi tape, and I think those would look nice on a little embellished notebook or a scrapbook page, or obviously more cards, or you can get all sorts of creative. You can make multi-layers, but just a nice little pansy for a get well. All right, so thank you so much for watching. If you are not on my mailing list, I encourage you to visit my website at mailsomethingpretty.com and just put your name and email there, and I'll send you lots of good information every week. And if you want to order anything, you can hop on the website as well to place an order. And any other questions, send me messages anytime. I appreciate you watching and wish you a good day. Thanks. Bye-bye.